Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Wolsey Community Church, Sacramento, in-person service. We're glad to be able to meet and greet with you today. We're here at the African Marketplace in the Obama Room. And I just saw Michelle Obama last night, and she tore it up. You know, it's when you hear sensible people talk, it's really amazing. Thank you, Brother Nantambu, for the meditation. Always great. Well, we have these songbooks, and somebody said we can sing. Let's open up with a song. You know, one time when we met in person, we had a guest, and the brother's a teacher, and he wanted to learn Children of the Sun. He wanted the words to Children of the Sun, and he's teaching his class Children of the Sun. So let's sing Children of the Sun, and that is on, We Are Children of the Sun. That's on page 9. Let's turn to page 9. And I'm not the greatest singer. I have more of a choir voice, not a lead voice. All right. But we'll try it. Minister Maat wrote this song in 1984. And it goes like this. We are children of the sun. In every task we shall overcome. We were first upon the earth and will be the last. That's the holy word. Once again, we are children of the sun. In every task we shall overcome. We were first upon the earth and will be the last. That's the holy word. We were the first to look at life and ask the questions why. We were the first to hear and heed the answers of the Most High. We were the first to know the truths of reciprocity. We were the first to build a world of love and unity. Chorus. We are children of the sun. In every task we shall overcome. We were first upon the earth and will be the last. That's the holy word. Now we face a faithful task here in this troubled land to resurrect our hearts and minds and build a mighty plan to build foundations for a people of the way. This work will surely test the genius of the race. We are children of the sun. In every task we shall overcome. song in 1984, and I remember being with over at Brother Sudi's house, and he said, you know, Maat wrote this song, and we're going to go over it now. We had just come. We used to meet at Brother Sudi's house at 6 in the morning on Fridays for meditation, and so we came out of meditation. We learned that song, Children of the Sun. First thing we want to do this morning is to honor our ancestors. In the book of Anai, it says, pour libation for your mother and father who reside in the West. God will witness it and accept it. Do this even when you're away from home. You couldn't be farther away from home than we are. Do this even when you're away from home. For as you do for your parents, your children will do for you also. And it gives me a great sadness, but at the same time, we release him back to the Creator. Father in our community. When I announced or sent out on social media that he had passed, a person responded back to me and said, I can't remember a Kwanzaa when he wasn't there. And so this past Monday, we lost our dear brother, Dr. Tashaka Muhammad, a pioneer in edutainment, co-founder of the Birthing Project here in Sacramento. He was at every program. He had poems. He could recite a poem just at the drop of a hat. We pour libation and welcome the spirit of Dr. Tashaka Muhammad. We pour libation for our dear sister Karen Guilford. We pour libation for Joe Browning. Brother Algie Bolton. Mother Liberta Spraggins. Sister Leslie Campbell. We open it up for you, for those names that you would like to call, and even those of you that are on Zoom that would like to pour libation this morning.
Sister and Mrs. Leroy and Hazel.
Yes.
Sister Valeria Sands.
Wadi Gibson.
Mama Jesseri.
Sam Graham.
Brother Lee Donald. Brother Dave Stewart.
Artist Mary Floyd Morrison.
Robert Cherry.
Robert Covington.
Joan Boyd.
Sister Teresa Lewis.
John Henry Clark.
William Alexander.
Minister Lizelle Williams.
Mama Jesseri. Sister Havetta.
Nelson Mandela.
Marie McIntyre.
Brother Pete Evans.
Anthony Loxley. Joseph Lyon.
All the ancestors who gave their life for the freedom of our people.
Brother James Crosby.
James Crosby. Let me pause here. Somebody pour libation for James Crosby. And James Crosby was an elder, and you just never knew what he was going to wear. He might wear a tuxedo in church one Sunday, or he might, he was just a very colorful person at Wolseley, Oakland. He was a great member, great friend to the community. Thank you. I think that was Mama Keisha that called his name.
And
Yes.
he made those tuxedos he wore. He made them.
Tuxedos.
Dr. John.
He made the tuxedos. All right.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, with that having been done, let us turn to our worship folders to page 1, I believe. Let us stand and recite our community affirmation. We will know God's truth to be free and self-determined.
Creator, help us to remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors, and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Let us strive to bring new vision and life to our people. Let there be peace and harmony among us.
Let us be loving, sharing, and creative. Let us work, study, and listen so we may learn, teach, and cultivate self-reliance.
Grant us power, O Holy One, as we struggle to resurrect our hearts and our homeland.
We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation, with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be the living models of the new direction of our people.
We are African people. We are the children of God. Okay, in our affirmation, in our circuit prayer. Let's see if I can get a song played.
I know another one. Yeah, not a common name.
Oh, no, I actually wanted to do a YouTube video. All right.
Anyone sitting here? Somebody sitting?
Yeah. Well, you ready?
Wanted to play this,
Yes.
Brother Shaka.
Still?
You have too many things on?
Ground floor opportunity. Dollar a piece, and 5 years down the road, they're worth 60,000 each.
Mr. Imhotep, I do have one video for Shaka Muhammad queued.
Go ahead, Minister Bill. Go ahead, Minister Bill.
Okay.
I'm a former Marine. I've traveled in other countries, lived in other cultures. I've lived in a palace, made love in the shack. And I want to tell you that I love America, just like America loves me. I've seen our slavery face, humanity's disgrace, in separate but unequal space. Got me singing an irrational anthem instead of the black national anthem. This country is not of me, this land of bigotry. Of thee I sing. Land where the pilgrims lied, land where my forefathers died. Now you take your slaves inside. What cruelness your equality brings. Homelessness throughout the land. Does control growth and booster shots fit your plan? We all trespass on the land of the red man. Of thee I sing. You go to a baseball game and pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, never to a democracy and equality of each man. And what the hell does that have to do with a baseball game? I love America, just like America loves me.
Ashe. Thank you very much, Dr. Tashaka Muhammad. Excellent poetry this afternoon. And anything you want to say in closing?
No, I thank you, man, for the opportunity, to do this and help me share, what spoken word, with the family.
And these are your books.
Yes, sir.
So would you show those?
Okay. This is Mother Tongue, volumes 1 and volumes 2. Volume 1 is kind of put together so that adults and youth can share in the spoken word. Volume 2 is primarily for younger generation. It's more of the hip hop, kind of spoken word. Dedication here to my grandmother Ethel. Ethel Coulter, who was taught me many things. She was a lady with a third grade formal education and a PhD in life. She was 102 years old when she died here in Sacramento. And she used to say, baby, what you learned today? She said, tell grandma what you learned. And if my brother would say nothing, she'd say, go to your room. You don't need to eat grandma and grandpa's food if you spent 8 hours of your life, baby, and didn't learn nothing. You can't get that back. And they were very heavy on learning and reading and education. My grandfather told me once, he said, boy, he said, I like it. He said, you read to me, read them stories. And he said, because used to be a time when the colored folks, they used to hang us if we knew how to read. So he said, I want you to read everything. He said, he said, I don't care what it is, read some toilet paper with something written on it. Might be something to help you on your way. So that was, my interest. I love to read everything, and that's what I encourage other people to do, because that's how they use words to brainwash and subterfuge. It's like you ask the average person what language they speak here, and they'll say English. But it's only by one vote that the official language in this country is not German. And it's based on German, French, and Latin. When you say good morning, that's from the German, Guten Morgen. When you sneeze, you say Gesundheit, God bless you, in German. The song America the Beautiful is the German national anthem, Deutschland über alles. And language is changing. It's changing with this generation and the generations to come. I guess it started with JFK, because now it's, everything is in acronyms. So if I was to introduce myself, I would say, hi, my name is TM, and I went to UCLA. I'm going to go to work for IBM when I move to LA. I love Shaka wisdom. Give thanks and praise. Give thanks for sharing with us, and looking forward to seeing you real soon.
All right, Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you, man.
That was
I have it's right here, the TV. Sorry about that.
alrighty. That was our friend. Thanks. I'm glad that Brother Jabbar is here. Now.
Right.
Sure, Asher, everybody.
Yeah.
Still not zero, my fault, Joe.
Okay. Well, I'm just glad to be here under any circumstances. Glad to be able to see you, be able to see these beautiful children. Betty, when did you sneak in? Happy belated birthday. Yeah, all right. Now I asked a great man who's named after a great man to give us a historical tribute and bring a historical tribute. His historical tributes are so amazing. He's like, who is he talking about? he's looking like, but that's true, John. Your historical tributes are, at no time, we'll say community worship service, do we not pause and take time to study the great and magnificent deeds of our ancestors. We think it's very important to keep at least 5 to 7 generations of our people's history alive in the memory of our people. We want to show and demonstrate the hand of God moving throughout the history of the African people, because we realize that when our people were at their height is when they were closest to God. And so now we're going to ask our brother John Jackson, and he's named after the famous historian, or I don't know if he's named after him, but they have the same name, John G. Jackson. Brother John, would you come in?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And he's also wearing a great dashi.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a couple of things I want to say beforehand. Thank you, everybody. History. James Small says that to learn your history will erase the mystery. But I remember writing, and there's a scripture in the Bible that says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But I was on the BART train many years ago, and there was this lady sitting in front of me who had a button on her hat that said, the truth will make you free, but it'll tick you off first. And that's been the case for me. Being new to what they call this, the conscious lifestyle, being new to it. So I've been learning a lot that I didn't know, and I'm 70 years old. So I've been learning a lot of stuff beginning at 65 that I didn't know all my life. And like I said, as I learned this stuff, yes, it ticked me off. I got angry at the stuff that was helpful for me. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep it short. And then I just want to say one little thing after the video. Go ahead.
Welcome to another historical tribute.
Congolese have been massacred by white people in the Congo for years and years and years. And if the shoe is now on the other foot, only thing I can say is it's like chickens that always come back home to roost.
Do you personally feel, though, that there's some shame or involvement here or some guilt associated with the killing of other human beings?
I think that the white people should be ashamed of the deplorable situation that has been existing in the Congo, which is not the fault of the Congolese, but which is the result of instigation by European powers who are fighting each other over the mineral wealth of the Congo. And now to make it appear that the Congolese themselves are criminals or brutes because they're reacting to these injustices that they've been victimized by is again ducking the question.
Shambi is the murderer of Lumumba, who was the rightful prime minister of the Congo. Shambi is the man whose forces fought against the United Nations forces and against the United States, and despite this criminal past of Shambi, now the United States is backing Shambi, who has hired South African mercenaries who are hired killers to disrupt the peaceful efforts of the freedom fighters from Stanleyville to make the type of country there that they want. And it is this American support of Shambi, actually, that's at the root of the whole problem.
They caught him on his way to Stanleyville and flew him back. Patrice Lumumba securely wrote. And with him were men who served in his cabinet when he was prime minister. They were bundled into a heavily guarded lorry and driven off towards a place called Binza. Lumumba had been under house arrest, protected by UN troops in Leopoldville, when he escaped. His recapture was quite a triumph for Colonel Mobutu, who now saw his enemy arrive. Lumumba's bonds are tightened. They were taking no chances. And his wife and child watch his humiliation. The whole affair, of course, serves to underline once again the conditions prevailing in the Congo. It's not enough to arrest a man. He must apparently be beaten up as well, then put him on trial later, no doubt. As for Mobutu's troops, they yelled and danced with joy. They had won a great victory. They had got Lumumba after trying to lay their hands on him for months.
Arrest, ill treatment, imprisonment, death. Such was the fate of Patrice Lumumba. And it has been the signal for violent reactions in many parts of the world. First in the United Nations itself, where a Security Council meeting was violently interrupted. Fights continued in the lobbies and corridors. A series of struggles went on. And in the course of this would-be demonstration against the handling of the Congo situation, 18 United Nations guards were injured in making arrests. Now to reaction in Yugoslavia. This was the scene in Belgrade, where a crowd estimated at 150,000 people marched through the streets. A demonstration of disgust and anger.
The reaction in Yugoslavia to the assassination of Patrice Lumumba was one of strong condemnation. Yugoslav leaders and the public were deeply sympathetic to Lumumba, viewing his death as a tragic example of Western imperialism and neo-colonial interference in Africa. Yugoslavia, under Josip Broz Tito, who was a prominent supporter of anti-colonial movements, and saw Lumumba as a symbol of the struggle for independence and self-determination. The Yugoslav government and media expressed outrage and solidarity with the Congolese people, criticizing the role of Western powers in the assassination of Lumumba. This event further solidified Yugoslavia's commitment to supporting liberation movements across Africa and Asia.
In Paris, the Federation of African Students demonstrated near the Belgian embassy. They said it was to show their concern over events in Africa and to express their mourning at the death of Lumumba. It wasn't long, however, before they were involved in clashes with the police, who aimed at keeping them on the move away from the embassy. A few of the demonstrators, disinclined to obey, were arrested. Finally, reaction in Cairo. Carrying Lumumba's picture, a large crowd marched to the Belgian embassy. Demonstrators climbed the railings and began their anti-Belgian protest by kicking down the embassy shield.
My beloved companion, I write you these words, not knowing whether you will receive them, when you will receive them, or whether I will be alive when you read them. Throughout my struggles for the independence of my country, I have never doubted for a single instant that the sacred cause to which my comrades and I have dedicated our entire lives would triumph in the end. But what we wanted for our country, its right to an honorable life, to perfect dignity with no restrictions, was never wanted by Belgian colonialism and its Western allies, who found direct and indirect, intentional and unintentional support among certain high officials of the United Nations, that body in which we placed all our trust when we called on it for help. They have corrupted some of our countrymen. They have bought others. They have done their part to distort the truth and defile our independence. What else can I say? Whether dead or alive, free or in prison by order of the colonialists, it is not my person that is important. What is important is the Congo, our people, whose independence has been turned into a cage, with people looking at us from outside the bars, sometimes with charitable compassion, sometimes with glee and delight. But my faith will remain unshakable. I know and feel in my heart of hearts that sooner or later my people will rid themselves of all their enemies, foreign and domestic. That they will rise up as one to say no to the shame and degradation of colonialism and regain their dignity in the pure light of day. We are not alone. Africa, Asia, and the free and liberated peoples in every corner of the globe will ever remain at the side of the millions of Congolese who will not abandon the struggle until the day when there will be no more colonizers and no more
and if you can eat that speech that he wrote, that he spoke. And the thing about, there was so much with Lumumba, because it just so happened, he asked me to do it. I just finished an audio of it. So there was a bunch of information that could have been included. Because you need to really get the gist of this story, you need to know the background, Leopold, that thug, ooh, like I said, it'll make you mad to realize that this man killed 10 million Congolese, you know? And so Lumumba, he was only in office for, 1960, he became the president, the prime minister. In July, I believe it was. And by January, the following year, they had already assassinated. And the cold part about it, they killed him in firing squad, right? firing squad. They killed him in the firing squad. But then after they buried him, they dug him back up, chopped up his body, put it in acid, and the only thing that remained after that was a tube, which one of these cracker racist, took the tube to Belgium, right? The go to. And they just returned that to the Butler family, like just recently. Big thing. That was that picture when we saw the children, that was the ceremony, getting the tube back. But just to think about the atrocities that have been perpetrated against us in this so many ways. I'm gonna shut up and I'll get into the thing the whole time. So anyway, just the chief of honor, do your research. It's a lot to know there. If you really get keep up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother John. That's a very trying period. You know what's also trying? Do you know anything else about the Congo? Did you know what I'm about to say?
Cell phone, technology.
There is there's mineral. It's a combination. It's a combination.
Cobalt.
It's called coltan.
Yeah.
That's how they make these cell phones, and they come from the Congo.
All the money.
And they use child slave labor to get.
Wow.
So that's it hasn't ended. I'm glad you showed Malcolm talking about it. Patrice Lumumba, really Kwame Nkrumah, his people, the United States intelligence agencies go about their work to destabilize governments in Africa and all over the world. So that's what John is showing us today. One of the things that we say, help us to remember in our litany of sacrifice, help us to remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors, and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Minister,
Minister, he was a pan. Can you explain real briefly what Pan-African is?
He was a Pan-Africanist, and actually that's part of what my message is going to be. Pan-Africanism is organization of Africans across tribal, ethnic lines.
Okay.
There's a definition that the All African People's Revolutionary Party uses. The total unification of Africa under scientific social is one of the things that they say. Let's move on, and on that cheery note,
Minister Mhotep, I just want to
let's
quote.
sing a song.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? We're looking for a musician. Part of the way that a church grows is through music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our people, they love music, and so we're trying to develop musicians. We had a musician today, but that person is home, and he was not ready to present with us today. But we're still striving. We meet here every fourth Sunday of the month, and we'll meet again here in November, the fourth Sunday of the month, and maybe by that time we'll have someone, and it'll be popping. All right. But until such time, let us turn to what song would you like here? Let's turn to page 41 in our worship book. We give our thanks and praises to Amun Ra, and this is another Oso Sawandi selection. Minister Makalisi Oso Sawandi put these words together And it's really to the tune Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. That's what this song, the tune is to the song. Let's stand, let's try. Let's try it. You don't know that one?
Nope.
You don't? It goes like this. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra for the blessings we receive. Let's repeat. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra. Amen Ra. Amen Ra. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra for the blessings we receive. Thank God for love and mercy, a love that won't go away. Thank God for parents and elders along the way. Thank God for making us free with a measure of divinity. Thank God for sisters and brothers along the way. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra. Amen Ra. Amen Ra. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra for the blessings we receive. Thank God for sacred ancestors, one aim, one destiny. Thank God for truth, love, and beauty along the way. Thank God for hope for the future. Give thanks for grace today. Thank God for courage for living along the way. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra.
Amen Ra.
We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra for the blessings we receive. Once again, we give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra.
Amen Ra.
Amen Ra.
Amen Ra.
Amen Ra. We give all thanks and praises to Amen Ra for the blessings we receive. Thank you. Please remain standing. And let's turn to page 2. Now's the time for our litany of sacrifice. And Minister Bill, are you able to put that up on the screen for us? Litany of sacrifice. Oh, look at that. It's on page 2 in this book, but here we have it on the screen. And I was wondering, Brother Damani, could you lead the litany of sacrifice?
Yes. Want me to come up, do it from here?
Yes, please.
Yeah, more center, just like right there.
Right here.
Yeah, there.
Save us, O Holy One, by your name. Vindicate us by your might. Hear my prayer, divine protector. Listen to the words of my mouth. How can we repay the Holy One for the gifts that have been given to us? We will lift up the cup of salvation and call upon the God of our ancestors. We will fill our vows to our Creator in the presence of all our people. Gladly we bring our sacrifices to you. We praise your name, O Amen Ra, for it is good.
Umoja. What's up there?
Oh, Umoja, unity. We shall strive to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
Kujichagulia,
Self-determination. We shall define, name, create, and speak for ourselves.
Yajima, collective work and responsibility. We should build and maintain our communities together. Our brothers and sisters' problems shall be ours and solved together.
Together we shall build and maintain our businesses, and together profit from them.
Yeah, perfect. We should make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community and the restoration of our people to our traditional great.
Kuumba, creativity. We shall do as much as we can in every way we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than ever we inherited.
Imani, faith. We will believe with all our heart in our God, our people.
And in the righteousness and victory of our struggle.
Amen.
Amen. On the board is 2 ways you can, well, if you want to use snail mail or if you want to go to Jose Open's email or Jose Sacramento email. Personally, I use PayPal. Anyway, that's how you can donate. Let us bow our heads for a quick prayer. Armor, we thank you for the gifts that have been given today. Thank you those that wanted to give but had it not today. We pray for our homeless brothers and sisters throughout the area. We pray for our mentally ill brothers throughout the area, brothers and sisters throughout the area. Lord, we ask you to continue to let that light shine in us. Let that light go in us. Let that light illuminate in us. We pray for peace on earth. We pray that all the brothers and sisters of the human family and the Congo and Sudan and the Middle East and Palestine, Gaza, and Nehemiah. We pray for safety of all the brothers and sisters of the human family.
Yeah.
Pray that we come together, that we see each other as one family. This is my prayer. Thank you. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Mike. You're welcome. Hey, okay, now. Isn't that my bike?
Yeah. Okay.
We might have it after. Well, you may take your seats. We might have it. Now it's coming time for a message, and I wonder who's going to do it. No, I wonder. So I have a message today, and it deals with Maat. The ministers met about a couple of months ago, and we said we're going to make this month, we're going to livicate, not dedicate, this to the concept of Maat. Just gonna, if you remember last week, Minister Malley gave us a really good message on Maat. And today we're gonna look at some things with respect to Maat. And there it is right there, sir. Thank you. There it is right there, sir. Thank you. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, thank you. So, thank you. When we used to meet at that street, Ottawa, that street, Ottawa. We had a picture. We had a picture. It was a picture of my Sister Betty gave us a picture of collection. Yeah. They gave us a collection. Yeah. They gave us this picture. This is it. And then, and those of you that are in Oakland, and those of you that are in Oakland will remember the brother Dave.
I'm getting an echo.
Dave.
I'm getting an echo.
Dave is an elder. He is.
Yes, we're getting an echo.
You're getting double, triple
Yes, we're
talk,
getting an
double, triple,
echo.
you're getting double, triple talk, double, triple talk, double, triple talk.
All this.
Double, triple echo, double, triple echo.
Yeah, that's the way to say it. Yeah, that's the way to say it.
Is it still echoing? Is it still echoing?
Yes.
They said,
Yes.
yeah. They said, yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I unmuted.
All right. Can you guys hear better now?
Yes, that's a lot clearer.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a lot clearer.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Go back. It should be.
You guys can hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to start again. This beautiful picture of Maat was given to us, donated to the church by Culture Collection. Sister Betty Davis and her husband were able to donate this to us. And then I got with Ray Davis, Dr. Ray Davis. I call him Saba, which is a name for teachers. So every time I'm writing to him, I always say Saba. And I asked him if he could translate it. And this is what he sent back. He said, so, you know, when you're looking at the glyphs and stuff, first you put all the consonants together, and then you do what's called a transliteration, and then you do a translation. And so in the translation, he shows words by Maat. Oh, by the way that you know which way to start when you're reading these is whichever way the faces are going, that's where you begin. Yeah. I know, that's a little tip, huh?
Because you can go up and down,
Yeah.
left, up and down and left to right.
Yes. So if they were looking the other way, you'd start this way. But since they're looking this way, this is where you start. And so it says, words by Maat. Here's Maat here. Daughter of Ra. Here's Ra. What's missing on here is not on Betty's picture that she says, but there's like a loaf, which is a T. And so for the feminine, you put that T, you add that T. So words by Maat, daughter of Ra, the Holy One of Ra, to the royal daughter, the great wife, Nefertari, beloved of Mut, the justified or true of voice. And this is Mut. Mut is actually a vulture. And when we think of a vulture, we don't have such a very positive a picture of a vulture. But a vulture doesn't kill anything.
Right.
And if the mother, the mother vulture, if she can't find food, she picks off her own flesh to feed her children. And so that's one of the reasons why she's used as a mother. I'm sorry?
And held up as a great mother.
And held up as a great mother. That's right. So we talked about this early. So Dr. Tashak Muhammad has gone to the land that loves silence, which is a euphemistically euphemistical way that our ancestors referred to going and passing away. And another thing that we would say, and they still say this today around the continent a lot, when an elder is gone, you say a library has closed. And really, in the case of Tashaka, a library has closed. And then I heard this long time ago from Dr. Malefi Asante. He says, may he continue to feed us from those lofty plains, though we see him not. So when we pour libation, when we read his books, we see videos of him, he'll still be feeding us. Dr. Oba Tashaka. And here, his family put this picture out. And okay, I had this ongoing joke with Tashaka. He didn't necessarily subscribe to this, but I think that this Cambodian king looks like Tashaka. It does to me, you know. And so here he is at the barbershop. So I'm sad to say, but I was glad that I saw him like just before he passed. Yeah. I'm sad to say that brother too. So livicating this message to Shaka. All right, we're going to talk about Maat. Usually they use an ostrich feather for Maat. One side is your heart, symbolizing your essence. On the other side is the feather, and you're supposed to balance out. This is not only when you pass away, but this is like just daily, balancing out. And we had Brother Tony Browder come to Wosay one time. He had just released his book, Now Valley Contributions to Civilization. But before that, he had this book from the Browder file. And in that Browder file, he tells us that there's a lot of astrology going on with the information on the dollar bill and just the way this country is laid out. 4th of July is 13 days after the summer solstice, in June 21st, 77.6. And then he talks about the number 13 is profound. You know, usually, okay, 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number, but 13 is significant. 13 colonies. 13 is repeated 8 times on the Great Seal of the United States. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution freed the slaves. All of these references to number 13 are no coincidence. So he puts that on there. He lets us know that. So I don't want to get in, but those of you that know me, this is like one of my favorites. Well, this is one of my favorite symbols. And this here, Novus Ordo Seclorum, what does that mean? New World Order. And here, you can hardly see it, but E pluribus unum. And anybody know what that means? Out of many, yes. This is my favorite symbol. So here, you know, Egypt is supposed to be evil, and it was evil with you know, wizards and all of these things, and black people are superstitious and everything. But here on the seal of the United States is us. And just briefly, this is an olive branch, and these are arrows. So this represents war, and this represents peace. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if it's going to say it, but there's 13 berries, 13 leaves,
Yes.
13 stripes, 13 arrows,
yes.
13 stars.
Yes. All of this, I know. Thank you for saying that. All of this is review for a lot of people. Thank you for saying that, Amen. But what I was going to say is that this is supposed to represent peace. There was a olive tree in my backyard. This is what we used to get whippings with. So an olive branch, my mother called me one time.
Because I love you.
Yeah, because I love you. My mother called me one time and she was crying. She said, Nancy said I used to beat you with a fan belt. I said, Mom, you did. Don't you remember?
You know, so sometimes she would say, go out and get your script, but a lot of times she didn't even wait for that. She would just come out, she'd come in in a branch. But what do they hold? What is the origin? What is the what do they hold? What is the original system? This is the shame. This means eternity. And this is like he's holding eternal life in both hands, both talents. All right. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one from many. And now, what is the argument? The political argument is too many foreigners. What they really mean is too many foreigners of color. That's what that really means. You know, because I've heard him referred to as Agent Orange. You know, all his wives is from other countries, but I guess they're from the right countries. You know, so out of many one, and here is Wati. That's how you say it in African language. We had a sister on Black Knowledge Matters. Her name is Nyen Yensi. And so she shows us where the vowels go in her language. And she's from Zambia. And here is Moot or Muati, the mother. And this was at a place, this was on a Herman Miller where I worked. And I just thought they looked similar. So our message today is coming from the Hosea, and I didn't mean for that to happen. And this is from the book of creation. Number 1, Ra's description of creation. And I'm just looking at that part in the middle. I found no place on which to stand. I formed it from the desire in my heart. I laid the foundation through Maat. So this is the creator's like, here is just a vast creation of, you know, open nothingness. I found no place on which to stand. I laid the foundation through Maat. It's in the Hosea, page 5. Again, there's the balance. Now, Dr. Obenga gave us what's called the 25 dimensions of mind. And if you read his book, trying to remember, I'll get to it. It's later on in this presentation. He says, Maat is the totality of all existence. So when people ask you, okay, you go to WOSE, what do you all believe in? What is your religion? What is your spirituality about? It's about Maat. And, you know, I heard somebody else say, I was listening to another speaker, they said, is that Muslim? No. So Maat is the totality of all existence. So, and if we divide it up, in the individual, Maat manifests itself as truth. In society, Maat manifests itself as justice as opposed to injustice. So really, if you want to engage of what's going on in the society, is justice being practiced in the society? This is how you know. And then Maat manifests itself as the normalcy of phenomena. You know, seasonal changes, the sun rising and setting, the moon's 29. That's Maat. It doesn't have anything to do with,
you know, how we set up the church today, or how, you know, it's going to be regular all the time. You know, so the sun's going to rise a certain way. It's going to be the winter solstice. It's going to be the spring equinox. It's going to be the summer fall. That's what we're going to talk about the 25 dimensions as we go on. Now, the so-called 10 Commandments are derived from what's called the Declarations of Innocence. Now, when Moses first started and we were using the Christian text, one of the main scriptures that we would look at was Acts 7:22. Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was mighty in word and deed. This is why it's so similar to, if Moses, he was schooled in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. So here is the original, what's called the 42 Declarations of Innocence, out of which these so-called 10 Commandments come. And this is Akhenaten's. So let me back up. Because you all can read that, right? Per it's not Pharaoh. It's per. Per means house. Means great. So that word Pharaoh that we've been taught really means great house. It doesn't mean king. And so the per Amenhotep III and Amenhotep IV, who later became the Amenhotep IV was his son, who later became Akhenaten. His Tajeti, or his prime minister, was named Ramoses. What a coincidence. The Tajeti's paramount duty was to supervise the running of the country, much like a prime minister. And I put these two pictures together because, people say, well, these are Black Caucasians. You know what? I still see this argument. I'm in a social media group. It's called Jope's Disciples, and people are still saying that. You know, but these people still dress like this and wear their hair like this today. These are the Declarations of Innocence. You know, it's 42 of them. And I said, Brother Damani, good morning. I said, I'm going to talk about Pan-Africanism. So keep me in line with that. I'm going to get to Pan-Africanism, you know. But I'm also careful of your time. I'm trying to get out at a good time. You know, we say we want to get young people to come to church. We can't be in church all day. We're not going to be here till 8 tonight. No. No, I'm sorry. There's no second service. Well, okay. Stop. All right. So I really like this book. It's called the Book of the Coming Forth by Day. Of course, Westerners call it the Book of the Day. Naturally. And this is the back of it here. And these are, I mean, it's a really big book. So those are the dimensions of that book. So that's what it comes out of. So here in the Declaration of Innocence, doesn't this look familiar? I've not committed sin. I'm not robbed with violence. I've not stolen. I've not slain men and women. I've not stolen food. I've not swindled offerings. I've not stolen from God. I've not told lies. Boy, I've not carried away food. I've not cursed. Well, there's cursing and then there's cursing. All right. I've not closed my ears to the truth. I've not committed adultery. I've not made anyone cry. I've not felt sorrow without reason. I've not assaulted anyone. Do you know that Black people used to be called the blameless Ethiopians? That we were the most just of men and women? But now we are reduced to, you better watch your back. Because we practice Maat. I've not assaulted anyone. I am not deceitful. I have not stolen anyone's land. I've not been an eavesdropper. Nobody really likes that. You know, these are just basic rules to keep peace, you know, in society, you know, in your house. I've not falsely accused anyone. I've not been angry without a reason. Yes, there's more. I have not seduced anyone's wife. Well, that will make society unbalanced. I've not polluted myself, okay? I've not terrorized anyone. I've not disobeyed the law. I've not been excessively angry. Okay, sometimes I know you see peaceful Imhotep, but sometimes I'm really vexed. And you remember that movie? It's called Head of State. It was Bernie Mac and Chris Rock. And when Bernie Mac gets off the train and has on that lime green suit, and people start asking him crazy questions, he just, sometimes I feel like that. But I keep it in. I have not disobeyed. I've not terrorized anyone. I've not disobeyed the law. I've not been excessively angry. I've not cursed God. These are just basics. We all know that we should practice it. I've not behaved with violent speaking. I have not caused disruption of peace. I have not acted hastily or without thought. I have not overstepped my boundaries of concern. That's a message just in that. I have not exaggerated my words. I have not worked evil. I have not used evil thoughts or deeds. I have not polluted the water. That happens all the time. I've not spoken angrily or arrogantly. So I have to be concerned when I was, when I was younger and I was speaking, and there was a little girl there, and she, she would ask her mother, "Why is Brother Imhotep yelling at us?" So I changed the way I speak. That little girl now is a pediatric surgeon in Atlanta. I just saw her mother this past week. I have not placed myself on a pedestal. I have not cursed anyone in thought or deed. That's a tough one, huh? I've not stolen that which belongs to God. You know, you could really dissect that. I have not stolen or disrespected the deceased. Stolen from or disrespected this. I have not taken food from a child. I have not acted with insolence. I have not destroyed property belonging to God. These are the things, and this is how you would write it. This is how you would write. This is how you write Maat. Actually, if you just stop, like right there, that's how you write Maat.
And that's a farm tool?
This is a farm tool. This is like a scythe. I'm not sure. The one for love is actually like a hoe or farming tool, but I don't have that up on here. But this is the T. And usually when you see like a feminine nature that has this single ostrich feather on her head. That's Maat. But one of the main glyphs is this board cut at a 45-degree angle. Would you say it? It's not. It's not. But that's a good guess. So definition of Maat. Look at the definition. It's not just one thing. It's truth. It's justice. It's law. It's integrity. It's uprightness. That's an important one. It's uprightness. The sun shall not smite by day, nor the moon by night. Everything that I do shall be upful and right. That's one of Bob's songs. Uprightness, correctness, righteousness, steadfast. Oh, it takes steadfastness to be a part of WOSE. You just can't join today. Okay, I've been at it for a while. Some people come in and they want to be there for a little while. Hey, this is what everybody's doing now. Let me do. And then they're out. Steadfastness, unalterable. Maat is unalterable. You can't change the way that this. You can calculate 10,000 years from now what time the sun is going to rise and set. That's how regular it is. That's how unalterable it is. Reality, order, stability, continuity, equilibrium, balance, measurement, reciprocity. Ma'ah. You know, Dr. Sabi's wife, her name is Ma'ah, right, true. So these are the things that associate. And here she is. She's got the single ostrich feather on her head. Now, I found this is actually a representation of Maat. It's a lot of people that look like that. My wife teases me. She said, well, this woman looks like somebody in your family. I think she kind of looks like that statue of Maat. She's got the same features. I look at people's features. You know, there she is. She's there. But today, she's an attorney in Georgia. All right. So all these things associated with Maat. Here's the judgment scene. Wow. This is what we're told somebody else created this. Here, Ani is passed on. He's led by Anu or Anpu. And he is just, God, I better hurry, huh? I only got 10%. I didn't realize that. I thought I had this thing charged. Anyway, let me hurry. How am I going to plug that in? Maybe I should send this there. Hold on. Let me send this. Let me send this there. Oh, you know what? It is there. I sent it to myself. Let me stop. Let me stop right now. I'm sorry for all these stops and starts, sisters and brothers. But technology, different place. Yes. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that picture for a minute. So here's Ani. He's getting ready to have his heart weighed against the feather of truth. Here it is, right? Maybe okay, there it is, right there. Yeah, would you? Thank you, brother.
Hey, you know what? We need to give Jabari a standing. He's been working with us today. Well, I'm going to give him a standing. Stop doing this? Stop sharing? Okay, all right. Okay. Really? I've turned into that old guy. That's all right. Just pretty much. All right. Thank you. So seeing Alicia, she knows.
Yeah.
She's been doing this for years, but she has to. Are you doing that, George?
Oh, yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
okay. Scroll down.
Give me a sec.
So this isn't. No, that's the one. That's the one.
Oh, no. Well, you just continue to share the Zoom like you were doing.
Okay, I only got like 10%.
You're good. Just, yeah. Just keep it there. Which position were you? Oh, you're good. You're good. Don't touch it.
Okay.
Let
Let me come back there.
Yes, perfect.
Let me come back.
Perfect.
All right. So sorry you can't see me, sisters and brothers, on Zoom. But he said, "Oh, they're gonna see you." All right. So here is Maat. It's the way it's the way it's written. Now, in the book Stellar's Theology, here's three different versions of it. Here's an excerpt, and I want to look at here where it says, can I make this bigger? I'll have to. Yeah. All right. So, I got it. Thanks. So here, the square of the right angle as an emblem, however, geometrical is, however, geometrical and not mechanical in its origin and dates back to ancient Egypt, in whose solemn processions the solstices carried the cubit of justice by which perpendiculars, right angles, and squares may be laid out into being. So here's that glyph again. It's at a 45-degree, 1/2 a right angle. You know, this might get our young people to study geometry more if they knew that their ancestors created it. And see, it's mentioned here in the Bible. Is it in the scriptures? Yes, it's in the scripture. The way of the just is uprightness. Thou most upright dost weigh the path of the just. He that walketh uprightly. What are they talking about in here? Let me. So here, look at that. I had to find out what is a perpendicular. Two intersections. See, you know what I think? Ed has convinced me that he could build anything. You know, no, you were like that before YouTube, Ed. You've always been like that. But he's right. So two intersecting lines at a 90-degree angle. There's that box again. And look what wasir, some people say asar. Look at what he's sitting on. He's sitting on that glyph of Maat. He's got an X, you know, kind of looks like maybe this is where the Confederate flag came from. And here they have the same thing among the Zulu, ancient Kemet,
and among the Tutsis. So here, he's sitting on the square. Let me come back. He's sitting on the square. Look at that. He's sitting on the square. And Washington copied from us. I don't really have time to go in it, but do you see all the similarities? See that? Look, and see, Ra is regular. So here is Ra. He's sitting on that glyph again, letting you know he's going to be regular. He's not going to come in at CP time. And he's sitting on the glyph. This glyph that the boat is on represents the sky. And these oars here are Hu and Sia. That's where our book comes from, Hu Sia. Authoritative utterance and exceptional insight. Here we are, judgment scene again. Look at that upper. So here, he's addressing the judges. And that's what's in the upper left-hand corner. Who is he talking to? He's really talking to himself. Cognitive will, reason, emotion. He's looking at the heavenly, the earthly, the witness, feelings, senses, speech, comprehension, multi-disciplined. And here Dr. Obenga is the guy who gives us the 25 dimensions of Maat. Look at this 25 dimensions of Maat. I hope I'm not boring you all. Let me know. Minister Imhotep, this is just too boring. I don't want to know about the 25 dimensions of Maat. Look, it covers the sacred, the cosmos, the state, the society, human. And then there's the spheres of reality: religious, cosmic, political, social, anthropological. Covers theology, cosmic myths, divine monarchy, clergy, religious anthropology, cosmic dimensions of the Netru, cosmology, the glory of the Per-Ah as the sun, the cosmic dimensions of social, all of these things, education, administration. Each city had a Netru. Ethics. So for the social ethics, we have a guy that's running for president. He don't even care about ethics. And you know what's so bad about this thing is I saw this in a Star Wars movie, and Obi-Wan says this. He says, "Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?" And so it's not that this person is running saying this, but it's 43% of the people think that's okay. So here, ethics, protection, sociology, family, anthropology, nature takes human form, becoming, the process of becoming, the kingdom of the dead, social memory, anthropology. And Dr. Karinga signed this book for him. He made this book, The Moral Ideal in Ancient Egypt. Signed it in 2014. Look at these chapters. I don't have time to go into it all today, but this is Maat, sisters and brothers. All of these things are related to Maat. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Damani. All of these things are related to Maat. You know, in his discourse in Maat, Kun Anpu urges the leaders to speak Maat, do Maat, for it is mighty, it is great, it endures, its worth is tested, and it leads one to blessedness. And then Obenga tells us, he says, one, it's the universal domain in which Maat is the totality of ordered existence and represents things in harmony and in place. Two, political domain in which Maat is justice and in opposition to injustice. Anytime you see injustice, you're supposed to have an opposition to it. That's the balance. The social domain in which the focus is on right relation. You know what? I need to treat you right, sisters and brothers. We need to treat each other right. My friend walked in to me because he was wondering, hey, did I treat you right? I hope I didn't insult you. I said, no, brother. You know, you didn't insult me, but we're trying to be in balance with each other. The social domain in which the focus is on right relations and duty in the context of community. The personal domain in which following the rules of Maat is to realize concretely the universal order in oneself, to live in harmony with the ordered whole. And then we're actually going to have this brother come and speak to us pretty soon in November. His name is Taka Kilimanjaro. A lot of people are looking at his book, and he's going to talk about his book when he comes to speak to us. And in his book, he talks about Maat as an act of centered consciousness. The heart, acting out the heart is called the virtue of love. As one progresses in knowledge on the service to others pathway, the more he or she incorporates the principles of Maat to their life. It is the foundation of human life. It is about the promotion of sanity, order, balance, harmony. Have I beat this to death? Yeah. Okay, and to be Ma Karu is to be true of voice. The opposite of Maat is Isfet, injustice, chaos, violence, to do evil. It's disorder, actions of uncreation, lying, oppression. 42, purification, do not steal, do not distort speech, do not murder, do not have sex with another spouse, do not damage myself with lies, do not argue without reason. Right, and this, his book is like, I don't know, 800 pages. Yeah, it's big. Here's Dr. Karinga's book. And he's talked about the ib. The ib is the heart and mind. Represents both the heart and mind. The heart, as early as Ptahhotep, the heart had become the moral conscious. Thus, Ptahhotep says, it is in the heart which causes its owner to hear or not to hear. And then he goes on, he says, a man's heart is his life, property, and health. This links the heart as a moral conscious to Maat, and Maat already established as the ground. So again, I don't have time to go into it all, but there's 42 laws of Maat. What do you want to say, brother? Go ahead.
I believe that you shared a translation a long time ago that above the temples to know thyself, you translated as to know your heart.
Yes. Yes. So that was incorrect about know thyself. Really, they were saying, I know what is in my heart. And if you know what is in your heart, then you are. Then you do know yourself. You know what? I'm up here talking, but I don't know everything. I want everybody to know that.
I have a question.
Yes, I don't know it. I don't know the answer. No, I'm just kidding.
confirmation I do on a daily basis, and I often refer to Maat as the ancient African sacred science. Would that be?
That is true. That would be correct. Yes. So here, now I want to get to, I promised Damani, you know, and I have to, Damani keeps me up on my toes because he's always doing his reading and listening and studying and meditating. So it's people like Damani that I have to stay up on my toes. So I said I was going to talk about Pan-Africanism. Now, generally it is taught that the 42 laws, let me make this a little smaller. The 42 laws correspond to the 42 nomes or principles or districts. Thank you. But these aren't just nomes or provinces. I meant to say provinces instead of principles here. These aren't just provinces, but these are tribes. And this, I've seen this a couple times. I don't have this in this presentation, but the reason why it's been postulated that the reason why they used only consonants in the Medu Neter is because like today, people in the South talk differently than people in the North. So this area, they say it a little different than, so people that are in Ethiopia say it a little different than the people in the Sudan. Say it a little different than the people in Uganda. Say it a little different than the people in, thank you, brother, Tanzania and other places. So these nomes are really tribes. There's Maat. So Damani, I'm getting. So here are these places, these numbers here.
All along the Nile.
All along the Nile. There's 42 of them. There's actually more. Yes. Uh-huh. At least. And here I was able to find this, John and Wasuf and everybody. So here are their names. You know, these are their names. So people said things a little differently. You know, John gave us a Pan-African historical tribute today, talking about Patrice Lumumba. See this one right here? See that one where it says Thebes? That's what the Greeks called Waset or Wose. If you want to see how Wose is written in glyph, this is it. The Waz staff, the single ostrich feather, this T, and then this grid here represents a town or city or location. I think I need to make it bigger. All right, see that? Now, most people say Waset, but Chancellor Williams, where we get the name Wose, he called it Wose. But that's how you say it. It was one of the main religious centers. Go ahead, Sebastian.
Each tribe should have a religious center with different names. And then Africanism says bringing all of that together.
All that together. Now, let hold your point on that. So this is why I say, look at these people. They're not, now these are just some of the kings. This is the first dynasty. This is a third dynasty, third, fourth, 11th, 18th. These people don't all look the same, you know? And then when you look at people today and compare them with yesterday, that's why some people look like Eritreans or Ethiopians. Some people look like West African because they was all there together. Look at these people. I love to look at people's features. Because you know why? Because I was taught at not through my parents, but I was taught to be ashamed of my features. It wasn't until I went to Washington, D.C. to see my grandmother and great grandmother that I appreciated my nose. Look at these features of these people. Let's see. I don't see him yet, Ed.
Left-hand corner?
Left-hand corner.
Second row,
Yeah. That Hamilton?
right next to Queen Time.
Yeah.
This on this picture?
I think he's referring to this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That is a picture. Okay. That is, but usually you see him sitting in a chair with a scroll. So so here, they say, well, how do these people get these big heads?
Aliens. I'm sorry.
You know what? I went to school with a guy. I'm not going to call his name because he might end up watching this. But I went to school. He had a head like a football. You know, and back then, and when I was in the second grade, that was called a corvatus. But look here. Here's a sister. Here's, you know, and sometimes in some if your head doesn't come out like that, they tie it up so it grows like that. It was shaped at birth. See the people, ancient and modern. All right. There's nothing new under the sun, Ed. But now, oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting. It's close to 12:30. I didn't mean to go this long. Look at what it says. Each area had hail. You know, who comes forth from I knew I have not committed sin. You know, I come from this area, I have not committed sin. I come from this area, I have not robbed with violence. I come from I'm identifying with the netaru or the principle in my area. I have not stolen. I have not slain men and women. Each area around. So this is what I mean, Damani, when I'm saying that Maat is connected to Pan-Africanism. Because when they talk about the unification of the two lands, upper and lower, southern and northern, they're talking about unifying all of those 42 tribes. Yeah. I have not made none to weep. I have not eaten my heart. Need to study that one. I have not eaten the heart. I have not attacked any man. I am not a man of deceit. I have not stolen cultivated land. Can you imagine how wrong that would be in an agricultural setting? I have not been an eavesdropper. I have not slandered anyone. I have not been angry without cause. I have not debauched the wife of any man. I have not debauched the wives of other men. I've not polluted myself. We need to stop that, polluting ourselves. I'm not going to worry the hell out of you about that, but you know what you're doing. You know what's good for you and you know what's bad for you. You don't really need me to say, don't do that. You know, try to take care of yourself. I've not terrorized. I've terrorized none. I have not transgressed the law. I've not been angry. I have not shut my ears to words of truth. I have not blasphemed. I'm not a man of violence. I have not stirred up strife. I have not, and each person coming from where they are. It's Pan-Africanism. I have not slain the cattle belonging to God. I have not snatched away the bread of the child, nor treated with contempt the God of my city. I have not stolen bread of the gods. I have not acted with arrogance. I have not cursed God. I have not raised my voice. I have not stopped the flow of water of a neighbor.
So, question again.
Go ahead, sir.
So, what have you done all those things in your life?
Try to recorrect yourself. Try to get on the right path. There's no savior that's going to come and say, okay, you've been a bad person. Now, just before you're going to die, 2 minutes from now, you're saved. I'm sorry that's not the theology that's here. Yeah. No, I know you're not. I know you're not.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
This is
to say those things and knowing that, you've done a lot of those things.
Yeah.
So that you no longer do them.
Yeah.
That you no longer,
Yeah. I won't do them anymore. Yeah. I'm so glad. Hey, I don't know where he is. Okay. In the individual, so again, Maat. In the individual, Maat manifests itself as truth. Okay. In society, Maat manifests itself as justice and is against injustice. Maat manifests itself in nature as the normalcy of phenomena. See, Maat is not just in you, it's not just in society, but it's just in creation. Normalcy of phenomena, the seasonal and cyclical changes, sun rising and setting, the moons on its 29 day cycle. These are the 25 dimensions of Maat. And with that, sisters and brothers, I'm just going to say Ashe. Thank you for listening. The message is on Maat today.
Ashe, ashe.
I'm so glad that my friend is here. To me, one of my best friends was a musician at Wose. His name was Daruba Allsbrook. He started the Stones of Fire. And then after him, Brother Rudy Wangozi came and kept it going. And then I moved up here to Sacramento. Makalisi came up one day and he brought a song called I Am Yours, Father of All Creation, Mother of Inspiration. And Charles just started playing. Charles is such a great musician. You start singing, he can play. He's from Eastern High School in Washington, D.C., Tyamba, if you're on. Tyamba's from the district. Yeah. That's in Southeast Washington, D.C. Brothers, I know that's been a long message, but we're going to extend the invitation to you today if you'd like to become a part of us. People who practice the sacred African way of Maat, we're not in the stage of perfection. We're striving to perfect ourselves. We're striving to help ourselves. We're striving to uplift ourselves. If you'd like to come and become a part of us, we invite you to come now. And I hope you guys can hear Charles clearly on Zoom.
No. Can't hear him.
What would you?
Fire. Creates love desire.
Take you higher, higher to the place. Hearts of fire, create love, desire, higher, higher, the place. Together. Oh, let's sing I Am Yours. Let's sing I Am Yours. What page is I Am Yours on? Page 40. I am yours, Father of creation, Mother of inspiration, Spirit of inspiration. I am yours, you will make me free. Listen, my heart belongs to me. You're my destiny. My life was once a prison, full of ignorance and fear. You turned blinded my eyes, no truth behind. Somehow I heard the story, sacred way of glory. Chains fell away from me, your truth made me free. I am yours, Father of all creation, Mother of inspiration, Spirit of liberation. I am yours, your truth has made me free. My heart belongs to thee. You're my destiny. Let's form our circle as we get ready to dismiss. Though none have come forward, we presented a message to you that we hope was inspiring. We want to thank our brother John for giving us the historical tribute on Patrice Lumumba. Yes. Oh, you're doing? Oh, come in.
Hey, John, come on over.
All right, Ashe. All right. And your name is? Chandra. All right, Chandra. And would you like to say anything? I know you don't have to say anything.
I'm new here to Sacramento, and I've watched the Full Sail Community Church online. I've looked it up several times when I lived in the Bay Area. So it's really truly an honor to be here. I just watched it last week online, and my heart and my spirit just leads me here, and I'm grateful to be here today.
We're glad. Let's have Chandra just stand here in the front, and let's just come by and greet her. This is what we used to do. Let's just shake her hand and go into a big thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Hey, baby.
I'm so grateful.
You ought to come to my meeting. What is it? Wednesday night.
One drew me to the other. Let's put it like that. All right.
Jackson. Okay, I see your info.
Oh, that's a big uplift, because she put her address in the chat, and I lost it. You know, but now somehow she found this, and I'm so thankful that I'm so glad, so glad. Glad to see everyone. Glad to see my friend Anthony, man, and all of the youth, them. Glad for Brother Charles. And we're going to close with Lift Every Voice and Sing. Now, Mama Keisha, if you're there, we're only going to sing one verse. And I'm sorry. I know that you want us to sing all three verses, but really and truly, I only know two. The first and third verse. All right. I love you. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening sky. Let it resound loud as the roaring sea. Sing a song full of praise. Come on, let's sing out. Sing a song full of the presence brought us, facing the rising sun of our new day. We come, let us march on to victory in one. And now to them who is able to lift us up faultlessly before the throne on high. May the empower us to be people with one aim. One aim. One vision. One vision. One faith. One faith. One destiny. One destiny. One love. One love. One love. One love. One love. One heart. One heart. One God. One God. Let us call upon the name of that one God as our ancestors and elders have done for countless generations, for time immemorial. Let us all say together. You are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth. God bless you.